last two nights, Phoenix and tonight, were probably two of the gutsiest wins of the season for you guys. What's it say about your team that you're able to pull out?
Wait, I was -1. I mean, I think, yeah, like I just it shows our fight. Like we relentless, and we just want to continue to compete and get better as a team. And there was a lot of emphasis on just we have, I don't know how many games left, like 16, 17, whatever the case might be. It's like these games are important. We got to come in, with a focus and an intensity. And we know that when we do that, we always give ourselves a good chance to be in a game against any team. So I think that's kind of like the takeaway from it.
What were you thinking watching that group in the fourth quarter on a rather odd group that I don't think we've ever seen before sort of take over the game? What was going through your mind?
Yeah, I mean, I was excited. Yeah, it was exciting, but then I was like, okay, am I going to get in the game again, or like what's going on? Like, yeah, I was looking at coach, and he tried not to make eye contact with me or anything like that. But yeah, it was rolling. I mean, like for me, at the end of the day, as long as we win the game, that's what I'm about. And so yeah, it was like that little. Oh, I'm excited, and it's like they play well and they getting they winning the game, but also it's like, okay, I'm looking at coach like, yo, am I getting back in the game? Like, what's going on? But now it's like, I mean, kudos to those guys. Like they came in a lot of intensity, they played hard, and they won the game for us.
Did you want to get back in the game?
Of course. I never want to sit down, man. I never wanted to sit. I wanted to get back in the game. That's why I said coach didn't want to even look at me. So yeah.
The first three quarters, and really Nick was here saying it seemed like you and Scotty really had a good read for each other, not only passing to each other, but sort of noting when the other had an advantage and who to sort of initiate whatever you guys were going to do. Was that among the best you felt working with them this year?
Well, no, I think we're getting better. Again, like, it's one thing. It's just always, for me, missing those games in the beginning, coming back, trying to figure myself out. And I think the more we play, the more familiar we get. And I think he has a good feel for the game, and he understands, some of the places. And I think for me, sometimes I let him, kind of like get that point, forward, and he get us in positions. And for me, when I see that he hasn't, I mean, it always feels like he has a mismatch anyway. So it's like just trying to get him to the right spot and looking for him. And yeah, we can do that vice versa. I think we have kind of like a similar kind of like skill set, and we always feel like we have a mismatch every time down the floor. So
you have that sort of three-quarter length football pass to you. Does that remind you of Kyle?
No, I haven't had those since rookie year. I don't know. It felt good. Yeah, it felt good. It was a good pass.
Okay, let's go online. Go ahead, Justine.
Thanks, JQ. We'll start with Josh.
Hey, Pascal. Congrats on the win. Nick made a boxing analogy before the game yesterday, sort of saying that you guys have been on the ropes a lot this season. You've taken punches, but you're always back to the next round. Is that how it's felt in the last two fourth quarters, where you guys have sort of been taking those runs and answering back? And do you feel like you guys have really taken a step in like crunch time situations from where you were a few months ago?
I think we're getting better. I think that, again, like playing those games and having a lot of games where there's a lot of adversity and that only can get you better. And I think that we're getting more comfortable in those situations and try not to, get away from the game plan and like whatever run, teams make, we got to kind of like, stay focused on the game plan and continue to play and understand that it's a game of runs. So I think that, yeah, we're getting better at those situations and we want to continue to get better. A couple of mistakes there and there, but at the same time, I think for us, as long as we have that intensity and that will to win, like we can go out there and compete against anybody.
Thanks, Pete. Safe travels.
Yep, thank you. It's kind of hard because I can't see. I don't know who I'm talking to.
Thanks, Josh. We'll go to Aaron next.
Voice
Pascal. Hey, Pascal. Nick talked about how Precious is becoming more decisive with the ball. You're a player who, didn't take a lot of three-pointers in your rookie year, and that became part of your game. What's it like to see him, taking and making those threes, and how far has he come since the beginning of the year with that decision-making process?
Yeah, I always tell Precious, like, if he keeps it simple, like the game is easy. Again, playing with a team like us, like we move the ball and it's kind of like equal opportunity out there. And just being in the right position, not being hesitant. He's been, yeah, he's been shooting the ball like really well and making plays and I think that just understanding that like just play the game simple, get to your spot, not hesitate. Those are things that I think I got better too as a player. Just continuing to kind of like trust my instincts and just play off of that. And we have a lot of small basketball players on our team, and they're gonna find him. And yeah, he's been playing really well and shooting the ball well.
Do you remember how long it took you to allow the game to just become a little bit more simple?
I mean, I think it takes time. Yeah, I think it takes time, and the opportunity come. I think it doesn't come at once. My first 2 years or whatever, or even third year, like it's still trying to understand what my role is and just trying to keep the game as simple as I can. And then now just having the opportunity to be out there and do a little bit more, and the experience with the years, make the game a little simpler and easier to understand.
Thanks, Pascal. Safe travels.
Yep.
Justine?
Yeah.
We're gonna have to get going, so if we can do a one question each for the next round, please.
Sounds good. Just to make sure everyone heard, yeah, one question each. We'll start with Adam.
Hey Pascal, I'm just wondering about the matchup against Jokic. Sort of, do you learn anything from his game? Obviously, he's a fantastic player. Sort of, what are the little things that you're able to pick up from playing against him?
I mean, yeah, it's just he's a big body down there, and his touch is incredible, around the rim, and he can make plays. So, kind of like the whole package. So it's like it's tough. I think for us, just not having like a real center on our team. Like we have a bunch of guys that have the same size, and we got to try to kind of like keep him in check. It's hard. We got to double team and do all those things. So yeah, he's a tough cover for sure.
Thank you.
And next we'll go to Vivek.
Hey, Pascal, congrats on the win, especially for the younger guys who are sort of learning how to value each possession. How much can these stretches in the fourth quarter, like 2 back-to-back nights in these tough environments, help them for what will come in either the play-in tournament or the playoffs?
Yeah, I think is important. Just being in those situations, and I think that's the only way to learn. Like, you can watch film and do whatever, as much as you can, but if you're not in those situations, like it's kind of hard to understand. So I think being in those situations is just only gonna help us as a team and them individually.
Thank you, Pascal.
2 more here for you, Pascal. We'll start with Christos.
Hey, Pascal, great game, great win. What kind of statement for you was those back-to-back wins against Suns and tonight against the Nuggets?
I think for us, it's just, again, like, I don't think it's any statement, just for us getting better. Like, we got to get better. We got to, as a team, all these games are important. Like, the rest of these games and the East is, is stacked and losing a couple of games can get you, looking a different way at the season. So I think just having the focus to just come in every single game and wanting to win every game, because those games are super important.
Merci.
Merci. Came out of nowhere, right?
We do have one question in French for you. Actually, now, Pascal, we'll go to Mike, sorry.
Mikey.
C'était une passe décisive en français, le merci. Pascal, je voulais juste te demander ta relation avec Scotty sur le terrain. Comment tu vois cette évolution? On dirait que vous vous trouvez de mieux en mieux. Et je voulais demander un petit point précis. Parfois, quand tu es un peu en isolation, il a tendance à venir au milieu de la raquette pour avoir son mismatch. Est-ce que c'est quelque chose que de plus en plus vous reconnaissez, le moment de le faire, le moment où il ne faut pas le faire?
Ah ouais, le plus on joue ensemble, le plus on comprend ce que l'autre peut faire, et je pense que ouais, ça va juste s'améliorer avec les années, avec les matchs. Donc ouais, on s'entend bien, et pour moi c'est juste de comprendre que parfois juste savoir où il est, où il se place, et il a beaucoup d'avantages sur tout le monde, je veux dire tout le monde qui le garde. Donc c'est juste essayer de voir les situations et voir où on peut se trouver. Mais bon, aujourd'hui c'était un bon match, donc on a continué comme ça.
Parfait, merci beaucoup.
Ouais, merci Mike.